Hello and welcome everybody to the first instant reaction show of the universe. Myself Shannon and I've got Ramiz back in the studio with me, guys. Obviously, we're gonna react to that crazy game. Obviously, we've just seen Arsenal draw 2-2 away at the Etihad. A gut wrenching last minute goal from Man City. Ramiz, bro, let me just get your instant thoughts, bro. How are you feeling after the game? Just give your overall thoughts and yeah, let's take it from there.
So disappointed, bro. Like, if you asked me, obviously, before, would I take a point? Yes, I would have. During the circumstances, like at halftime, and that, would you take a point? Yes, I would have. But to go all the way to the end, couple seconds to go, and I mean, look, the boys were unbelievable defensively. It's not easy going up and down, chasing. We didn't even touch the ball the second half, So extremely proud of the boys, but as expected, Ref destroyed the game. Probably the biggest game of the season so far, destroyed by the
Mm.
Ref. So yeah, disappointed, but also unbelievably proud of the boys, man. What a shift.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I have to agree. I think you know what? It's just what makes it just like you said. It's just like the last, like you guys were concentrating till the last kick, and then the quick corner, and it's like just even the way City scored is so sloppy. It's like they're so scruffy, and it's just like, listen, I genuinely think people say okay, they didn't have Rodri, he got injured, whatever. But at the same time, I feel like if we didn't have Odegaard, we didn't have Marino, okay, didn't have De Bruyne, cool, but we weren't given like our full complement. But
Exactly.
I think as we went up, like you could see when we got that second goal, we were looking more confident, more in control, just about to go into halftime. And the ref, I just feel like, bro, like you can't say the letter of the law if it doesn't happen in every game to every
100%.
situation.
100%.
That's what's annoying, bro. Like if he had booked Daku and he had booked
Mhm.
Bernardo Silva earlier in the game, and then he had booked Trossard, I'd have been like, cool, you know what, he's being consistent. But you
Yeah.
don't book the other two City players. You only book our guy who's already on a yellow card, bro. You get what I'm saying? He's already on a yellow card. Like I just feel like the ref, like again, and it's funny, bro. In the previous video we did, I literally had a whole segment asking about this ref, raising my concerns about this referee, bro. And like I said, even if people can say this is the right decision, I'm not gonna believe that there's no sort of bias that came from his decision purely from the fact that he went to go ref in Abu Dhabi. So, bro, look, I think it's gonna take a while for us to digest that one, especially I would have preferred if they got the goal like 10, 20
Early.
minutes earlier again. But like the
100%.
last kick, bro, I even think I low-key like might have jinxed it because I sent in the group chat like, come on, you Gunners, like literally like, just before the corner, and we fucking concede. Oh shit, I can't even swear. But we concede, bro, and it's just like I just think, like
I
you said, is like it's just a gut wrenching one, bro.
I mean, even if we look at the Trossard sending off, I understand additional time is, minimum, and it's obviously the ref's discretion. But they give 6 minutes additional time. Trossard gets sent off in the 53rd minute. That's an additional 2 minutes. There was no other stoppages that during that 6 minutes to allow or to account for an additional 2 minutes. So even that, I mean, 6 minutes additional time by the 51st minute, half should be done. We go into the half with 11 men. We come out with the second half with 11 men. We probably win the game. But there we go and we play. And the ref had time to. There were many moments the ref could have blown the half, chose not to. Whether it's silly from Trossard or the ref inconsistent, like you say, Doku had it, Bernardo Silva had it, but Trossard is the one who gets his second yellow. So
Exactly,
yeah,
bro. That's what I just think. Like as the ref, bro, you gotta read the room. Like, okay, cool. Does this warrant me giving him this yellow card? Like, is this like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does like the flow of the game? And this is the same referee who got defended by Howard Webb last season, who said,
yeah,
he didn't want to ruin the game last season by
mm,
giving Kovacic a red card. And if you look at the challenge that Kovacic had last season on Rice and Odegaard, bro. Rice, I mean, Odegaard's one alone was a red card.
exactly.
That's the crazy thing. And now it's like you're saying you don't want to ruin the game for a blatant like foul play, and then you give a second yellow for that, bro. And it's like again, how come Arsenal are the only team to be punished for this? Like we're the only
Yeah,
team with two red cards this season of the same scenario. Like what the? Hey, let me just check. I don't want to get demonetized or anything like that, bro. But it's just like I said, bro. It's really tough one for me because I'm sitting in and like what, we're doing everything right. City are frustrated. They complaining about everything. They were just we made them uncomfortable in their own backyard. 100%, bro. If you ask me
100%,
now, am I confident that we can beat City at the Emirates?
100%.
100%, bro.
I feel even if we kept with 11 men today, we're winning the game. I
Bro,
think we
100%, bro.
we probably get a third also because I think after we made it 1-1, we were in complete control after that. Yes, City started off quick. But the minute we made it 1-1, we were in complete control.
100%, 100%. But it's again, like my whole thing is that the ref kills any like how to say it momentum that we have firstly, and then he also kills the like our game plan. Like we don't have a game plan after that. Like if when we down to 10 men, you're like, okay, you have to park the bus. We can't
Yeah,
utilize Sterling. You can't maybe throw in one Yeri for a bit of creativity. You can't throw on Jesus in the manner that you want. And it's just like, okay, like I said, I see that one of the comments here is saying, the double no man guys, double foul. I just feel like again, the guys on yellow card, what happened to a warning? It's like just
yeah.
before halftime, like it's like just like as the ref, like this is not your first big game. It's not Michael Oliver's first big game. And
Big
again,
games.
I just
Big game.
uh, they've got another comment, sorry, bro, saying that rules are rules. We need consistency, and I think that's my issue is that how come
Yeah,
Arsenal are the only team to be punished? There's no
100%.
consistency. There's no consistency, bro. We're not getting consistency from the ref again. I mean, last season we had Tommy Yasu get the two yellow cards against Crystal Palace. That never happened again last season. So my question is just okay: is this an Arsenal vendetta? Though people say Arsenal fans are crying, but it's like this feels very personal, man. I won't even lie.
No, it is. I mean, it happened to Rice uh, for the international break. We saw players kick the ball away after the whistle was blown over the entire weekend, this weekend and last weekend. No
Mm,
repercussions. Happens again today in the Arsenal game, in a big game where I believe the refs are also told, to expect certain things, to try and let the game run, to
come
try
on,
and not
bro.
flash cards to spoil the game.
Mm.
And I mean, there he goes and spoils the game with 45 to go. So
Again,
like I
like
said,
I'm saying, it's not like Trossard. Sorry, but not Trossard's not stopping. Like people say,
yeah,
kick the ball away, but if you actually look at the footage, bro, the ball he doesn't hoof the ball completely out. And secondly, look at Martinelli when
mm,
Trossard bumps into Bernardo Silva. Watch Martinelli in the replay. Martinelli starts to make a forward run. I think Trossard tries to pick him out. So the ref brings the foul back and then gives him a second yellow. It's just like, bro, I hate the fact that we have to like we're starting this talking about we had a good performance, but I'm
yeah,
talking about a refereeing display once again against Man City. Where last season I spoke about the same things. I said I wasn't happy with the fact that the ref didn't give a red card. Yes, we won. It doesn't excuse the fact that I still think Kovacic should have been sent off.
yes,
So regardless of the result today, I'm still here saying, listen, how are we not how are we getting these decisions? But I think it's going to be something that we're going to hear from PGMOL, and there's going to be whole long lies and whatnot. So I just think take our point and we move.
I mean, also, what was the time in between the whistle blowing and Trossard? Like you say, he's not clearing the
3
ball.
seconds,
Really,
bro.
I mean, we're talking a couple split seconds in amongst a crowd of 70,000 screaming, 50,000 screaming fans. Are you really going to be able to hear it as quickly? I mean, at the
Bro,
time, I didn't think it was a foul. He was initiating the counter attack, and he goes and he sends him off.
bro, I'm so keen to hear Arteta's post-match press conference, bro. I'm really keen to hear what he says. And if Pep has any, like, not that I expect him to say anything, but if he can somehow come and say, listen, you know what, that I don't think that decision was fair. It's not to say that we want, like, to say that, petty us or whatever, but it's just like, if it's gonna happen to us, it's gonna happen to everyone. But it never seems to happen to City.
No,
You know
100%,
what I'm saying?
zero.
It is no. It's like, bro, come on. We two teams in the title race here. We were trying to go for it, and
Yeah,
every single hurdle is being put in front of us, bro. And look, I have to give the boys credit. I think Arteta. I
no
think let's
magic.
actually talk about our boys and the performance. I think the ref has got enough 8 minutes of spotlight. I think that's enough. Um, Look, once again, I think if you look at it from a defensive point of view, I have to give the boys credit. It's just unfortunate that last minute goal. I think we put in a mammoth performance in defense. And I think if you look at it as well, I think we were showing glimpses of more attacking prowess compared to against Atalanta on Thursday. So taking into account that we've just played on Thursday, you know, we went down to 10 men. I have to give the boys so much credit. I mean, Spurs away, Atalanta away, now City away to get 4 points in the league out of the a
100%.
possible six is great, bro. And 7 out of a possible 9 if you include Villa. So, yeah, bro, who are your stand-up performance from today's game? Who do you think really encapsulated that performance that we saw today?
I mean, it's hard to choose just one. I think if I had to pick just one player, I'd probably give it to David Raya. I think some
Mm,
big saves he made. He came to claim some big crosses in big crowds. But you got to keep that entire back five. I mean, when you brought White on also, and they Rice and Partey worked overtime in the midfield. I mean, it's not easy
I'm
playing for 45 minutes with 10 men. You know what I'm saying? Because
moving
it wasn't a case.
sideways and
It
shuffling.
wasn't because we played 10 men before at home against so-called lesser teams. But yeah, you at the home of the champions. For 45 minutes, they've got the ball. You're not getting a single touch. You just told to defend for 45 minutes, and you did it, plus 7 minutes additional time, and you concede in the last second. So I think every single one of them, Martinelli ran his socks off. You could see he couldn't do it anymore. Timber, he was
100%.
cramping out. Calafiori also cramping up. It's not easy to do that. So, like I
Mm.
said before the game, as you asked me, with the injuries you have, especially the loss to Odegaard, would you take a point? Especially the way the game started, where we started quite slow. City were on it from the start. We couldn't get
Yeah.
out. They were. And what we did in that first half, not many teams would be able to do at the Etihad. Go a goal
Yeah, we
down.
turned the game around, bro.
I'm saying go a goal down, weather the storm, and go up, equalize, and go back up 2-1. Not many teams would be
Mm.
able to do that at Etihad. I mean, to go all the way till the 97th plus minute, 2-1 up with 10 men, not many teams. Not many
Yeah,
teams.
bro.
I
I
think,
think.
I mean, it's a painful one to take, but I think the boys can be proud of what they put out there, man.
Yeah, no, 100%, and that actually gives me a lot of confidence because I think the next couple games we have are against Leicester. You know, got Bolton in the Carabao Cup. I think in there we've also got, I think, Southampton. Obviously, 'cause we
Yeah,
still got PSG in there as well. Obviously, that's the big Champions League game. But league wise, I'm expecting us to blitz these teams. When we play against Leicester next weekend, I'm expecting 4-5. I know
and
it seems like like out of like
yeah,
sensationalized, but I generally think that the boys they'll take a lot of pride from that performance. It'll hurt now, but when they reflect on the game tomorrow, they'll be like, guys, you know what? We are on par with City,
yeah,
genuinely. Like we might not have individual quality, but I think strength as a team, we've got a
yeah.
strong team.
I mean, even if you looked at it, yes, City had most of the ball, but did they really have any clear-cut chances where we could say, hey, you know what, we're lucky in that second half? It was more so shots from range, a couple crosses coming in. It wasn't really them slicing us open and really creating chance after chance after chance. I mean, I know you look at the stats and you'll say City had 20 plus attempts, whatever, in the second half, but it's more so hopeful attempts from range or something. It wasn't really like they were cutting us open. So I think the boys, like I said, now it will hurt because of the fashion in which we took the point. It really feels like 2 points drop. But I mean, when you go back and look, you played 45 minutes against arguably Europe's best team away from home with 10 men. I think you take the point and you grow from it, because I think with 11 men we win the game, and I think we win it comfortably. Actually, not to sound obviously arrogant or anything, but I think at 11 men at 2-1 up we were comfortable. So yeah, I think the boys can be proud of it. I mean, also some couple home games coming up, also, which is good. I mean,
100%. We haven't
Villa
played home
away,
in a while.
Villa away maybe cost us the league last year. Done, 3 points. Spurs away, done,
Mm.
3 points. City away, we were a couple seconds away from
Almost,
nine.
bro. We almost took 9 out of 9. I
That's
need
what,
people to fathom that. Being
that's
10
what I'm
men
saying.
down, like if I'm not even sounding arrogant, like I genuinely think we're gonna win the league this season. Like I'm
Yeah,
confident. Like I've seen enough to be like the boys can handle it. Obviously, when you play your home games against the lesser teams, maybe you have to try break them down.
yeah,
Everything. But like, in terms of the major hurdles, I would say Anfield is probably next, so we probably need to win because we haven't won. I mean, like, bro,
yeah,
we haven't won at Etihad or Anfield, but if we can win at either or this season, I think that even takes us over the line.
hundred
Obviously
percent.
Anfield is not what it was maybe as compared to like last season with Klopp, because obviously Slot is still finding his feet and everything,
Yeah.
but it's still Anfield. And then obviously Old Trafford, bro. Old Trafford will always be a difficult game,
Mm.
but to have played those three, Villa Park, White Hart Lane, and
City,
Etihad
yeah.
in your first five, I'm cozy, but I feel like we can put together. Excuse me, we can
I
put
mean, you
together a
just
good run.
just to put it in context, at home, City. Well, this entire year, City have only dropped points at home in 2 games. The Arsenal one last season and the Arsenal one this season. This season they've
Yeah,
only dropped a point in 1 game, and that was against us today.
yeah, hundred
They've
percent, bro.
been perfect before that, and this was their first points drop. So I think Pep knows we're close. I feel today we deserve the 3 points. We should have got the 3 points. Unlucky not to. But I think the boys are, like I say, like you say, the way they're playing now, the way they're moving now, it's looking promising going to for the rest of the season. Looking very promising.
Yeah, but look, obviously, we're touching on some standout players. I think, like you mentioned, David Raya, bro. He's just growing every game, bro. Like I'm feeling like someone said it's Allison, then Raya, then maybe Edison or even Onana, because I think Onana's had a good start to the season. I'm not going to be a hater, at United, but I think Raya has come back from the Euros. You think that he started in the Euros the way he's playing so confidently. You know what I'm saying? Everything is
100%.
assured. I think that's what's also making like really, really like comfortable, bro. It's like, okay, I was okay with City having their shots because I felt like okay, either we're gonna block it or or Raya's gonna open the saves. And then obviously in
Yeah,
the back line, but I think Gabriel gained two mammoth headers in two away games against your direct rivals in Spurs, and then obviously your rivals for the title, showing levels, bro. I think Haaland had that
I
one
did
chance,
say
bro. That
Gabby
was
would
it.
go back to back. I did say Gabby would go back to back when we spoke on Thursday.
Yes,
With
bro. You know what's so crazy? And it's like you look at it, the one like if you look at the goal that they actually conceded, bro, um, or that we conceded, it was actually not, it wasn't because they broke us apart. It's because Gabriel actually decides to go towards the wing instead of going with
yeah,
Haaland, thinking that Partey's gonna cover. There's a breakdown in communication.
yeah, it
That
is
lapse in concentration allows them a goal. Other than that, bro, Haaland did nothing.
nothing,
Locked up
nothing,
again.
nothing,
Locked up
absolutely
again. You know
nothing.
what I'm saying? And it's like I don't care what
Blind
people
spot.
say. It's he still scored. Scored. Cool. What is his effect on the game after he
Mhm.
scored?
Yeah, I mean for 90
Nothing, bro.
minutes
He had
off,
a couple of half chances for nine.
not
Exactly, bro. He scored in the ninth minute.
exactly off. They did nothing. I mean also with Big Gabby, I mean defensively unbelievable. But just before he made it 2-1, there was another corner where I feel maybe he
He
could have
should have
put it
scored.
away. Maybe he
Should have
should have
scored.
put it
Nah,
away.
should have
You
scored,
know,
bro.
I actually feel that one was easier to score than the one he did score.
Yes, 100%. Because that one, the one he scored was like almost just coming down for him. I think he came with too
Basically,
much force. I think he should have just tried to maybe cushion it a bit more instead of full on. But I mean, look again. I can't really fault him. He's a defender. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
yeah,
like he still scored his other chance.
but big props to Calafiori, man. What a
Oh, what a
finish!
performance! Yeah, what a
What
goal, bro.
a finish, man! I did not expect it. Cut back, left foot, unbelievable. You know, at the time where City was really trying to
Yeah, they
get
were
that second, you know what
pressing
I'm
us
saying?
down.
They were on us, and that completely changed the game. And you know, like I'm not that type of guy who wishes bad on others, but that Rodri injury, if it's a big one, if it's a serious injury, it's a huge loss for City.
100%.
Huge
And you
loss.
see it now immediately, bro. He goes off 1 minute later, we score.
It's a
You know what I'm saying?
huge
Like
loss.
he's that pivotal. In my opinion,
That's
I always say Rodri is the player. De Bruyne, Haaland, great players, but their system depends on Rodri.
I mean, you
You
look
know,
at
if you
last season, the only points that they dropped, the games that they dropped points was when he wasn't there.
mm.
So
And I mean, look at it, bro. I was just thinking about something as well. If you look at our start of the season, it's been quite difficult, bro. I mean, you have Wolves in there. First game, Brighton,
mm,
Villa, Spurs, City. Like the fact that we
yeah,
still unbeaten. City
mhm.
have only played us. Okay, they played Chelsea first game, fair enough, but it's just like it's no offense to Chelsea, but Chelsea are not like they were unknown first game of the season. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
Like
mean, the coach just had come in, you know what I'm saying? So you were still getting things out, obviously you had to
100%. Do
what
do
you
do
have,
they
yeah.
beat Chelsea? And Chelsea had their chances. Like, do they beat Chelsea this week if they play them again? I
I
don't
don't
know. I
think
think
so.
Chelsea maybe score. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a draw. And that's what shows you like the first game of the season is just
Mhm.
getting those points to them. Look, obviously, I think you mentioned Calafiori, bro. Like when I saw that ball lined up, I was like, please just hit it, bro. Like hit it. Like
But the thing
and
is,
he
the way he did it also, so it reminds me of Saliba against Bournemouth 2 years ago when he
yes,
scored one
hundred
similar to that.
percent.
He didn't try and put his laces through it. He just said, I'm going to put it in that corner there and let me just guide it. Magic, man.
Mm.
I
And
thought he
if you
was.
think about it, also, I think, sorry, bro. Yeah, you're saying?
I just thought Calafiori was brilliant, man, up and down. I think the only one mistake he made was probably for that goal where he probably
Oh yeah, I
committed
got cooked.
for
Yeah,
yeah, he committed.
overcommitted.
But I mean, it's going to happen as a fullback. You're going to have a winger who's going to beat you here and there. It's obviously it's
Yeah, hundred
normal. So
percent.
I thought magic, man.
Yeah, look, and then obviously Saliba, I think had a very quiet, like a silently good game. And also, I just want to bring up another point. I know Haaland goes for the ball in the first half in that challenge with Saliba, but he completely clatters into him, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's like it's behind yellow card. Then he does
yeah,
the same thing now into Partey at the end of the game, like no yellow card still. So
exactly.
you telling me I can just barge into play, I can just run straight through you, bro, and it's like cool. Nah, no, 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 it's cool.
But
You
then he
know,
also squares up with Gabriel right after that, and then what? There's
nothing.
no,
That's what I'm saying, bro. So he gives away a foul. Then he instigates the whole, huddle, muddle, whatever you want to call it, between the players.
hmm.
Nothing. You
Also, I
give
like to
Trossard like,
yeah, no.
sorry, bro.
But I like to also say very contradictory from the whole City team, Rodri especially, where they'd say we celebrated a draw last season. They played
Look,
against Team Men for 45 minutes. The way they went on after they scored the equalizer, you know what I'm saying? You don't expect that from me. You thought they'd go and get the ball and try and get the winner. I mean, I saw Haaland.
Said
There's a photo of him after he gets the ball from the net and he throws it at Saliba, like to run, like to almost laugh in his face. I mean, you played against 10 men for 45 minutes. It took you, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't do anything. One lucky break in the box and it came your way.
100%. And look, bro, my whole thing is that I think we'll have our get back. We'll get them at the Emirates. To be
No,
honest,
100%.
like we'll get
No,
them at the Emirates. So look for me again, 11 points out of a possible 15. Where you look at it, like it should be
mm,
15 out of 15. If it's not refereeing decision, and yes, we consider the goals. Don't get me wrong, but from performance wise and how the games were going, those red cards, if they don't happen, I think we see out the game 15 points for 15, and we're looking at an unbeaten start to the season. Look, we still are, but obviously I'm talking about perfect, perfection. Um, Moving forward, I think Party he had a shaky start to the game. Like, okay, he had a weird game to me. Like, he looks a
in
bit
moments.
he
Yeah.
looks a bit timid, bro. Like there's things that he doesn't always do things with full like
Yeah.
conviction for me. Like the ball's bouncing and he's not sure if he should go for it. I'm like, dude.
Mm.
But I think he also had a silently good game next to Rice. Just he put in a lot of yards. I have to give him to him, for being able to get those minutes in the legs. You know what I'm saying? Because he also played in midweek, bro. Let's not forget, to play again
Yeah.
90 minutes in that kind of environment. He's obviously going to be rested in the week, but I think Party had a silently good game. Rice as well. Um, Look, going forward, boss, we obviously didn't get to see much of Saka. And another assist,
Yeah, another.
another assist.
I mean,
That's literally 5 assists in a row, bro.
you can't even say
Like
you can't even say that the corner was, just it was maybe a once off good ball because the corner before that he put in the
oh,
exact same delivery. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
obviously he's worked on that dead ball, and I mean, yeah, I mean, what 5 games he's got an assist or a goal in each.
100%,
So,
and that's the level of consistency, bro. Like Haaland's doing it obviously in an exponential level, but we've got our
mm,
same player that's still delivering. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Then look, I got Kai Havertz. I think put in a good shift. Same him and Martinelli as well. I think they didn't have too much like going forward, but I think the work rate they both put in today, I have to. That's exactly why I like both of those players because even if they're
they
not
put in,
having a good game, I can always count on their work. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like with Martinelli especially, bro. He hasn't been in great form, but like the kid ran till he cramped. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And like we can say that maybe yes, we'd like more goal from him, but I think his head and his attitude is in the right place. When he gets one goal for me, I think the floodgates open. So overall, I think solid performance from the team. Um, like I said, it's a bit heartbreaking to get the kind of result that we did, especially the way we did. But I think going forward, looking ahead into our next fixtures, I think we have a lot to be proud of. And I think if you had to, like you said, if you had to ask you before the game, you taking that point. No Arsenal fan is taking that
Yeah,
like is saying none and snubbing their nose to a point. But at the end of the game, it's like shit, man. Like I can't believe that we only have a point. I'm trying to see if I can find Arteta's pre-match or post-match comments quickly. I'm just gonna check here quickly. I'm just checking our fixtures as well. Um, Give me 1 second. Post-match. Should obviously see what it says here. Let's see what the news is saying. Um, okay, well, I'll come back when we get those comments, or when I find the comments from Mateta. But looking ahead into our next couple of fixtures, but I'm just looking at them now. You have Bolton at home in the Carabao Cup, then you've got Leicester at home in the Premier League, PSG away, I mean at home in the Champions League, and then Southampton away. So we've got 4 home games. So our next 6 games, we only have one away game. So let's
yeah,
talk
I
about
saw.
that, bro. What are your thoughts? Do you think that the boys can now, and Arteta can and muster a good run? I mean, obviously in the league, I think that's the most important. I think Champions League, we would love a win against PSG, but just
Mm.
speaking purely league wise, what are your thoughts? I mean, obviously, like I said, we've got Leicester, Southampton, and Bournemouth in our next 3 games in the league. What are you expecting? 9 from those?
Yeah, I'm looking at 9, and I'm not to sound arrogant. I'm looking at like comfortable 9 points. Like I feel
Mm,
that's where we should really get that goal difference back up. Obviously, there's no such thing as an easy game in the league, in
in
the
the
Premier
league,
League. I feel like those are games where you've got to capitalize. If you obviously want to win the league, you should cruise past those. The Bournemouth one, maybe away from home, might seem a bit tricky, but still, I think we should go there and get the win comfortably. Because then, obviously, after that, we've got Liverpool coming to the Emirates, or obviously big game, which once again at the Emirates we should beat them. Honestly, I
yeah,
believe
100%.
we should.
Yeah,
Strictly
and
linked, yeah, like I said, next three, I think 9 out of 9.
100%. And I think I think why you have that confidence as well as again of just seeing what we saw the Steely defense is like I don't feel like we concede lots of goals. Like the goals we conceded today was so uncharacteristic of us. It was like two like one is a sloppy play and then the other just a breakdown of concentration. And it's just like those are not things that you kind of associate with us at the moment because
Yeah,
we have been so consistent in terms of how we've been defending and something I also hope that we can now build of this going into the next couple of games and knowing that okay we've got a solid defense. We've played out probably the toughest games we'll play away from home so far this
yeah,
season. Just try and get some goals, like you said, get the goal difference up against Bolton and make your changes. I would like to see Calafiori get more minutes, Kivio come in, throw some youngsters in so they can get ready. Because I would like to see, for example, next weekend against Leicester, I want to see them throw in Nwaneri. I want to see more flair players. I think that Leicester, a type of team that we can play, for example, maybe a Party Rice and Nwaneri in the midfield. I don't think that's too big of a game for Ethan.
and I think what I don't know if that's does the Carabao Cup wipe off Trossard's suspension. I'm not sure if it does or if it doesn't. But if Trossard is suspended for that Leicester game, I mean that number 10 role is open for Nwaneri, who obviously can play in that role. Like you say, it's a game where you feel even with him in the team, we should be able to win that game. Even if you give him 60, 70 minutes just to see what he's about. Give him a full run out. Let's see what he can do. Because I think he does have the ability to play, especially in that role. He does have that creative eye for the pass.
But do you not think that you'll probably throw Jesus in
You see, that's
um
that's what yeah, that's obviously
against
that's what I was thinking as well. But I mean, okay, look, I think against Bolton, Nwaneri should start either way. I think that game they should definitely get a start. If in the league he
yeah.
feels maybe he's not ready yet, playing Jesus, I understand. I thought Jesus when he came on, obviously couldn't do much in an offensive side, but I think he defended quite well.
Mhm.
Won the ball back from
100%. I
Bernardo
think you
Silva.
did kind of get Bernardo Silva
Yeah,
as well. 100%.
yeah,
Obviously, we got is it Davil? Hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, bro. So we actually discussed this obviously as we started the show, and it's not that we don't. I wouldn't say I don't think it's a red card. I get why the ref wants to give it, but I just feel like you're not going to do it again in the game. You're not going to book anyone. You haven't booked
yeah,
anyone already. So how? And Trust is not the first one to make that offense. How are you booking Trossard for that when there were two City players prior doing the same thing? It's just that we're complaining more about the consistency of the officials. That's what's frustrating. And it's like, you cool. I can't change it as a red card, but then you're not giving yellow cards to the players that maybe should be getting yellow cards. So now I'm sounding like a sour Arsenal fan because
mm,
we didn't win now. Obviously, we win. If we win, I'm like, yeah, red card wasn't a red card, but we still won. So I'm not gonna come up here and make excuses and say, that the red card ultimately was the key factor why we didn't win. But I think that in such a big game, you can't give a card like that. And 11 against 11, I think our chances increase significantly to win.
yeah, yeah. Look,
So that's just my thoughts on the red card. Just to maybe
like
close
we
that
s-
off on that topic.
I mean, like we say with the referee's decision, if this is a booking today, tomorrow when it happens, it has to be a booking as well. It's just
That's it.
it can't just be a booking today, not tomorrow. It's got to be consistent, man. I think that way there'll be obviously less complaints or less arguments around it because you can't give it today, not give it tomorrow, give it the next day, not give it a couple of weeks out. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
Like, what are we doing here?
yeah, I mean, I'll confidently say with 11 men we win the game. I'll be honest with you, I confidently say that with 11 men we win the game, and I think we win it
I
quite
mean,
comfortably.
yeah, I do as well, bro. And obviously, the Deville's also asking who we thought our man of the match is. Well, I think we both agreed that we said, David Raya. I think Raya kept us in the game. Luke Gabriel
Yeah,
had a good game, got the goal, but I think in the circumstance of the game, Raya has to get it. He made some really big saves. What I also like about Raya is that the way he saves the ball, he doesn't really parry the ball into
yeah,
danger. Like he's very good at palming the ball side to side. He doesn't really spill it down the middle, which I think is a very big thing for a goalkeeper. And I think people wondering why Ateta would come in or bring Raya in the season after
mm,
Rams has been given PFA Team of the Year, and it just shows now already. That I mean, Raya, you look at the big saves he makes today, the penalty saves he makes on the penalty save he makes on Thursday, the way he commands his box against Spurs on last week Sunday, Villa that double save or that one save, it's just there's so much that Raya's just done over the past few games. Where it's like he's just starting to show how integral he is to us, and we finally started to see our spine. Now it's like, okay, we trust Saliba, we trust Rice, now we trust our goalkeeper. It's like
Yeah.
just I trust Havertz. It's just that is Havertz the 30 goal season striker? That's the only question mark. It's not necessarily my inequality and what he gives.
But I think he gives you so much off the ball as well that it's just so hard to drop him. Like you say, it's the same with Martinelli. They give
Mm,
you so much off the ball, it's so hard to drop them. So I think the way they ran today, they worked today. But I mean, on David Raya, I think every game this season, since the start of the season, he's made one or two big saves that ultimately got us the points. You know what I'm saying? So
mm.
I might be a bit biased in saying it, but I think as of now, I think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. As of now, after what he's been doing the past couple of weeks, shot stopping, claiming crosses, ultimately a goalkeeper saves you 10 to 15 points every season. And I think this season alone, he's got us a couple, he's got us quite a few points. So I think as of
Points already,
now,
100%.
he's my best keeper in the world. Obviously, I mean, Allison and that, yeah, over a long period of time. But I mean, talking
But
currently,
currently, I know what you. Yes.
currently this season alone, I think it's him.
And then we obviously got the goat underscore 7 years asking for our player rating. So look, bro, I'll give you mine, and then you can obviously just give me your player
Okay,
ratings. Obviously with David Raya, I think we can go through that now. I think obviously Raya and I'm going to give him an 8. Obviously, he
yeah.
conceded 2 goals, so there had to be some sort of blemish. But I
Mm.
mean, both goals, in my opinion, like it wasn't really like he did his best. Um, then I'm going to give Timber a 7. I think Timber had Doku. He never
Mm.
looked like Doku was. Doku was not beating him this game, bro. Like City. I mean, Savinho. They put him on the other side. Doku on that side. Timber, I think, had a really good game. Then obviously, let's look at it. Ben White came in. I'm gonna give White a 6. I don't think he did anything spectacular. I think his one-on-one games leaves a lot to be desired because I mean, when I think it was Savinho had him one-on-one with Doku, he went past him and Havertz had to make that good
Yeah,
last-ditch
yeah,
block.
yeah,
Um, then obviously Saliba and Gabriel, I'm gonna give Saliba a 7. I'm gonna give Gabriel a 8. So he's obviously joint man of the match. Um, but I'll say that Saliba 7, Gabriel 8. Fury, I'll give a 7 purely just because I think he has to take a lot of blame for the first goal. I think he dives in quite rashly. Look, like you said, you can be beaten, but I just think it's such a telling like moment.
yeah.
He really it did look bad, and I think the goal that he scored just um kind of brought his performance up, in my opinion, and gave him a bit more confidence. And then who else did we have there? I'm not gonna go Kivio because he didn't really play that long. I'll go to him at the end. Then obviously I think Party I'll give a 6. I think he just had an average game. I'm not gonna lie. Rice 6 as well. I mean, it's not because I don't think they played well. I think 6 is like they consolidated their performance. It was like they did what they had to do. It wasn't they
Mm.
didn't like Rice wasn't exceptional in breaking down play. Party wasn't pinging and spraying passes like he does. So I was gonna give him a 6. Um, Trossard, I'm gonna give a 5. Obviously the red card, and I didn't see enough of him, so I can't really say from a fence like how he was playing. Saka, I'm gonna give a 6. Martinelli, I'm gonna give a 6, and then I'm gonna give Havertz a 6 too. And it's not because I think they had bad games. It's just that if I'm being completely honest, they didn't do anything from offensive point, and I can't give you a 7 or 8 because you defended well as a forward. So
Yeah.
and then obviously subs. I'll have to give you a 5, and I'll give Jesus a 5. I think they just came on, didn't really get to do much, and obviously Lewis Kelly, I can't even give a rating. He didn't get enough. So yeah, those are my ratings, guys. I think my man of the match, like I said, was David Raya, and then a close second, obviously, is Gabriel. Ramiz, bro, what your player ratings, bro? What like? Do you agree with mine, or do you obviously have some maybe completely different takes?
No, look, I'll go through it. There's probably a few that we agree on, but it's so hard to actually rate the players, especially because you're basically rating it off 45 minutes. Because the second 45 was you were just going to
No
sit back.
performance, basically.
You know what I'm saying? We're just sitting back, and that's why, especially, it's a bit unfair towards our attackers because we can't really rate their performance because they couldn't do anything in an attacking sense. But
Hundred
like
percent.
Raya gets us the point today. I give him an 8. If we're doing decimal figures, I put it at 8.5. I think some big
Sure.
saves. He's my man of the match easily.
Mm,
At right back, Timber, like you say, defensively solid, good in the 1v1. We couldn't see much of him in an overlapping sense, obviously because of the circumstances, but I think defensively, obviously now saying that it's only his second. Okay, he wasn't a full 90 because of he had to go out because of cramp, but
mm,
I give him a 7. Unbelievable. Saliba and Gabriel, 1. Saliba 7. Gabriel because of the goal, and this, I mean, he should have scored a second. I give him an 8, and I think they handled
mm,
Haaland. Like you say, they'll say no, but Haaland scored, but I think they handled him for 90 minutes he had zero threat. At times
Mm,
you forget he was on the field, you know.
100%.
Calafiori, yes, he got the goal. Shouldn't be beaten like that. Dived in unnecessarily on the halfway line, and ultimately City score from that. So I give
Mm,
him a 6 or 7. I think defended well, especially with crosses came into the box. He handled it quite well. So I'd give him, I'd say 7.
100%.
Yeah. Rice and Partey, like you say, because we didn't really have much control of the ball in the second half, or actually we had no control of the ball in the second half.
Mm,
They couldn't really give us anything. It was just a case of shifting side to side and trying to, win the ball here or there. So I give them each a 6 each.
mhm.
Trossard, yeah, the red card basically killed the game. You can't give him anything really more than a 5. Even when he was on
Yeah,
the pitch, even when he was on the pitch, really not much he did do. There were moments of, but not much he could do.
mm,
Saka, I only gave you 45 minutes. I give him a 5. Got the assist, yeah, but unfortunately, he had to come off at halftime tactically. Martinelli, I'm gonna give him a 7, just based off the work he had to put in defensively. Him and Havertz, I'm gonna give them
mm,
each a 7, just because of the work they had to put in defensively, up and down, winning the ball. Havertz winning. I mean, from every corner City put into the box, Havertz was on it. So I give them each a 7. But
100%.
my man of the match, David Raya. Yeah, Gabriel close second, but
Covered
yeah,
that.
David easily.
I see Lassetti is actually disagreeing with us. He's saying he's giving Rice and Party a 7. And look, it's between a 6 and a 7 to me. It's very fine. It's like the six guys. Don't think the 6 is like is me being giving them a bad rating. I just think they did they got to get assists because defensively they were perfect almost to a sense, right? But they offered us nothing in terms of midfield control. Even at 11 men, didn't really get on the ball like I would have liked us to. And look, that's why for me, I was calling for Jorginho this game because when I knew we wouldn't have the ball, and when we had it, I wanted us to be like wise with it,
Mm,
which we at times weren't. I think in the first half, especially when we went 1-0 down, Raya was rushing his clearances. We were rushing the long balls, and I think having like a Jorginho type of player there would have just maybe short us on the ball. Maybe we don't play as many long balls even in the second half. Maybe we try get our foot on the ball quickly, 1-2, and then try counter. Sheila says that Trossard deserves a 4. Look, I can even agree with that. I think obviously he lets the team down. Everyone look at it. He gets sent off and he's off, so he does let the team down, even if you don't feel it's justified. And then
yeah,
he does. He just didn't do anything else for us to actually rate him. So that's the only unfortunate thing. It's not like I think he had a super poor performance. Just that he did nothing spectacular. And then Lassetti is also saying here that he gives Kai an 8. Look, an 8 for me is like wow. For me,
yeah,
like particularly, I don't think Kai did anything wow. Maybe I'm being harsh with the 6. Maybe I can give him a 7 as well. I can maybe agree with Ramiz there that
mm,
maybe he deserves a 7 because of the work rate that he has to put in, especially being a center forward. Having to double up with the wing back on the right hand side. He was shuffling in front of the box as well. And still trying to win the long balls and won us a couple of fouls. So I think maybe I'll change my Havertz rating to a 7 from a 6. I think I'm maybe being a bit harsh there. Um, and obviously, like I said, we can't really judge the players too much on this performance, guys, because we didn't really get to see us for a whole 45 plus 7 minutes and what we could really do.
yeah,
Oh, let's see another comment here, bro. Let's see, we got City here against. I think if Georgie comes on in the second half with 11 men, we begin the game. And that's what we were speaking about earlier, is that the ref never allowed us to even to have some sort of tactical display in this game. We were
yeah,
forced to go and play everyone defensively. Jesus comes on, has to go in a defensive position. You have to bring on Ben White, you have to bring on Kivio, you have to bring on Lewis Kelly. It's like like I said, we didn't get a chance to maybe see Ateta maybe try roll the dice and bring on Wanyeri for Trossard. So look, guys, I think we can be disappointed obviously with the result. I think the performance as Arsenal fans, I think we can be very proud that we went toe to toe, you know,
yeah,
in our own way. We don't have to go play at the Etihad like Liverpool do or like whoever plays. Like again, guys. I think this result is worse for City. Yes, they might be
then,
above us, but the
yeah,
onus was on them as the home team to win this game because now
yeah.
they have to come to the Emirates. We
Especially,
again
especially when we went down to 10 men. They had to win it when we
exactly,
went.
bro. I mean, if you look at it now, it's the Community Shield we're unbeaten, the Emirates game, and our 2 Etihad games. The last 4 games against City, we conceded to 3 goals.
Yeah,
Haven't lost, and then the next game that we play them is the Emirates. And I think if you're gonna go into the let's say the final part of the season, I would much rather play Spurs and City at home than away there like we did last season. The
Yeah.
fact that we can, and Villa too. I think again, I think we could possibly still get another 9 out of those possible 9 home games. So I think as Arsenal fans, we can be proud of the boys. I think, like I said, we can be slightly frustrated. Lassetti saying here that the performance was 10 out of 10 from the team, and the results really cuts deep. And I think it'll take a lot for Arsenal fans to really stomach this defeat. But guys, it is what it is. We can't really cry over spilled milk. I'm just trying to see if I can get some of Arteta's comments here. I only see what Pep is saying. Pep was asked on on the challenge of Arsenal currently, and he says they are the biggest contender in the last 2 years. They are exceptional, and we know it. They are able to do many, many good things. He was also asked on the game, and he said many things happen in the second three or four. We had the passion to fight like in the last 2 years against a team who want to steal our Premier League. Calafiori made an exceptional goal. We have to defend the second goal, but give credit to them. Gabriel is so strong. They block plays in the first post, so because it happens every game, you have to give credit for them.
Mm.
After the red card, give credit to Arsenal because they were really, really good. We were smart to make the game slowly and not concede fouls. That was good because the game continued and continued. So I think Pep, if you look at that, I think he's definitely he probably sees the result as probably fair,
Yeah.
and I think he's probably thinking to himself, listen, we got away with one there, we got a point, we'll take it. Um, Especially in the circumstances, like you said, we're down to 10 men, they score in the last minute. But I think like he's saying is that you know even if the Gabriel goes, our tactics today were by design, and obviously the fact that we are able to defend well in like a low block, and we can change our tactics. I think that is a really good thing, and I think it's given something for Pep to think about. I don't think that if City don't score that last minute goal, he's talking about a completely different game. He's probably saying yes, they were so difficult to break down. We really struggled to find spaces in between the lines. They brought Foden on, they had Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, those tricky players, but they
Yeah.
couldn't get in between our lines. You know what I'm saying? So it showed like the goal that they scored now to equalize is a very untypical City goal. It's very
Yeah.
sloppy.
Correct.
So I
Yeah.
think we restricted them to half chances and shots from outside the box. Um, I got another comment from the city saying the season is still long. You're right. Those three big games at home could really make the difference, 100%. And I think that's what as Arsenal fans again, we've played three tough away games, got 7 out of 9, and
Yeah.
we have to move in, and hopefully we can match the results at least when we play these teams at home. If you're gonna get 7 out of 9 again, I think you're gonna be somewhere good. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I mean,
So
if you look at it,
sorry,
Shan,
bro.
sorry, man.
Hmm.
Yes, not only with not it's not only the red card. You must also think about the players that's missing today. You look at the
Hmm.
qualities that they could bring off on the from their bench. They brought on Grealish. They brought on last season's Player of the Year Foden. Kovacic came off the bench. I mean, besides on our bench, besides Jesus, Sterling, okay, there's Ben White. Kivu hasn't played. We missed Odegaard. Marino wasn't there. Tomiyasu's injured. You know, Zinchenko also. These are senior players who weren't there. I mean, your bench
Hundred
consisted of
percent, bro.
4 academy players. So I think we meet them again second round, or if we meet Spurs, Villa, City second round with all those guys fit and ready. I think we do get a minimum of 7 out of 9 points. Like I said, obviously the reason why our tactics changed is because of the loss of Odegaard. He obviously has. We saw it against Atalanta. Also, he has that bit of creativity that unlocks doors. So that's why we have to result maybe to set pieces to, you know, things like that. Maybe chance
Mm.
because we're not going to create much. So, and I think
Yeah, 100%.
tactically it was spot on. The referee, obviously, well, let's not say the referee. Let's not give him any attention. But the red card basically changed it completely, and we just had to go into a defensive block and hope we hold it tight. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I see Lassetti commenting on what you said, Ramiz. He's saying, Ramiz, you're so right, bro. I even forgot we're missing such key players in our squad. And again, it's not even, and even if you say they're not all starters, the fact that we could maybe bring on let's just say you can bring on Zinchenko in
Yeah,
this game to maybe dictate play, and maybe you don't start Trussard because you got Odegaard, so you can bring Trussard on. You have
yeah,
Tommy Tomiyasu available. You got Marino, which we haven't even seen in an Arsenal shirt, guys. We got a new signing that still hasn't played for us. So I think as Arsenal fans, given the entire start of the season, to be 11 points, I think we're still 2 points behind City now.
yeah. Still
So I
two
think
points back.
they've got,
Exactly. They've
you
got
know,
13.
yeah, they've got 13 points. and I think we've got 11. I mean, guys, I can't be too upset with that start. And I think,
Yeah,
you know, if you look at it, Liverpool, who have they played? They were tough this season. Okay, they played United, cool. Villa, they played us. I'm looking at everyone that's above us. You know,
yeah,
and again, like we and City are the only two unbeaten teams so far this year. And
exactly.
I'm Brighton. I don't think Brighton have lost as well, and Nottingham Forest as well. Wow, Forest haven't lost either.
Yeah, but I mean,
So we get the table now. Sorry, guys. It's just like I said. I think. Sorry, bro.
no, I was just saying. I mean, you look at it. I mean, City were. I mean, a lot of people wrote us completely off for the City game because of our injuries and because of how City have just
Mm,
been running riot since the start of the season. You know what I'm saying? And 100% once Haaland made it
exactly,
one,
bro.
and a couple chances where Gundogan hit the post, and there was 100% everyone thought like clear City win coming up here.
Yes,
He's
his
gonna.
floodgates are open.
That's what I'm saying. And we weathered the storm. We equalized. We came back, made it 2-1. Went down to 10 men for sure. People
Mm.
thought, okay, so they're gonna get 2, 3, 4 in the second half,
Two,
and
three.
we held
Yeah, it's gonna be a slaughter.
them to absolutely nothing. This is the first points they've dropped this season, you know, and it's against us.
Hundred
So
percent.
I think,
And
uh, sorry,
look,
bro,
bro, I
take it
also
away.
think, like you said, this is the swashbuckling like City that we see in this whole season, and
Mm,
today they just aren't that team. You think City were down to 10 men? You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
they weren't. Besides, okay, sure they have their chances when Gundogan hits the post, but from them till maybe
No,
Gavario shot,
yeah,
they're nothing, right?
nothing.
And I'm just looking at Arteta's comments now. So Arteta's finally had his press conference and he's basically saying that they asked him his thoughts on City. He says they probably are the best in the world. They asked him Arteta what his thoughts on the game. He said we had a very difficult start. We struggled to control certain spaces. We didn't have enough ability. We adapted to
Yeah,
that context in the best possible way. I'm so proud of them. You cannot be given a more difficult situation against that opponent. I'm so proud of my team. Then they ask him on the red card. He says, I prefer not to comment. I was already in big trouble trying to solve what happened on the pitch. It's that obvious that it's not necessary to comment on it. I'm expecting 100 games to be 9 versus 10 this season if that's the case.
mm,
Um, I got some more comments from you on Calafiori. He says, Calafiori, he was great. To have that debut in this context is great. He's got so much character. Really impressed with that. To have another comment here, he says, yeah, Ateta on if Arsenal would have won if it stayed 11 versus 11. He says, I have no clue. We would try for sure. After in the second we tried, what can I say? What I can say is 99 times out of 100, if you play against a team with 10 men, you lose.
mm,
You play against that team with 10 men, you lose. So yeah, I think you listen to Ateta there. I think he's coming a very almost like chest out. He's not really focusing too much on the negatives. I think he's basically just saying, listen, we all saw that the decision.
yeah,
We can all debate it, but I feel like the fact that there's a debate is already an issue to me. If you're
hundred
gonna give a
percent.
red card, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna give a red card in such a big game, there should be no debate, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. It
You
shouldn't
know what
even
I'm
be a
saying? It's
talk.
like
Be a
it
case of
shouldn't be
this
a talk.
was
It
a
should be like that's a red card. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's saying against 10 men, most teams lose against City in that context. And the fact that we looked like we were gonna get 30 seconds probably, bro, and we take the 3 points. So I'm happy to hear that from Mateta. I'm glad he's not focusing too much on the red card, giving the referees this attention. Obviously, us as fans, social media, um, we will focus on that. But I'm happy that the team aren't. As fans, we're allowed to focus and hyper analyze and be down. And I think as the players and the staff, they
yeah
need to get this result of the system very fast. And I think having a game against Bolton in
in
the
the week.
week
Yeah,
now, I just think when is it on Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday it's going to be the perfect. Arteta's always saying, after we've had a bad result, quote unquote, the best thing to do is have a game. So I think
yeah,
to have Bolton, different competition, maybe mix up some players, it's going to be perfect. Give Saka a rest, maybe give Party a rest, Havertz a rest, I think, as well. You know, Saliba, Gabriel as well. I'm not too concerned with the Carabao Cup, bro. I'm more concerned. I'll be more concerned about the FA Cup and
mm,
the Champions League and the League. The Carabao Cup, like if you win it, great. But it's not something that I judge this team by. Generally speaking, it's never. It's not a measuring stick for me, bro. It really is. It's not. And
I think,
another thing I just want to touch on is our away fans, bro. I just think if you look at that stadium, bro, you'd never think that we were the away team.
yeah,
Their fans are so dead, bro. That's what frustrates me about this team, bro. It's like they're not a real team, bro. It's like everyone that supports them just like supports them because they win. Like
that's
it feels like there's no passion, bro. Like we down to 10 men. It's a title rival. maybe this is what happens when you win that much. You just become like numb. But I just
I
think
mean,
that
when
like our
yeah,
away fans were just so
yeah,
so up for it, bro. And it's like I feel for them. It's like like that would have meant so much to the traveling fans. For us here at home, for sure. But for them
yeah,
who have probably been to the Etihad and probably been on the ends of 5-0, 6-0, whatever you
exactly.
want to say, to have won the game in this context would have been so great. Um, but yeah, bro, that's just where that's like my last point for the day. So I want to just close off to say, I think to all the Arsenal fans around the world, but I think just everybody keep your heads up. I think like I said the other day, one of my I don't know if it was in the stream on Thursday or was it the one before that where I said we're a good team, people. Like
Mm.
believe in this team. Like believe that you have a good team. Don't let rival fans try banter you and say, oh, you haven't won anything, so you're not good. Bullshit, man. United aren't gonna go to
No
City
one,
and do that, especially in that
no one,
context.
no one,
Liverpool,
no
no
one.
one's gonna do that this season. You know what I'm saying? I think Inter did well, but they were 11 men and they still took a no.
Exactly.
We were 10, we were 11 men, went 2-1 up, and then obviously we seen what happened. But like I said, to all the Ghana family out there, guys, I think just everybody just let's continue to support the boys. I think this probably gives a lot of fans a lot of confidence. These
Yeah,
3 games that we had now, I think was a big test for a lot of fans to see with the level of the team, and I think the team came up trumps. So got a couple of I would say favorable fixtures coming up in the next few weeks. Obviously, PSG at home is going to be the toughest one, which I still
yeah,
think we can get a result in. Um, but obviously, guys, like I said, this brings us to the end of our first ever instant reaction show on the um, oh, I went blank. Golden Goal Media, guys. Um, and obviously, this is the Gunner's Voice podcast. I'm had the pleasure of having Ramiz on the show once again, bro. Thank you so
thank
much
you.
for coming through and giving obviously your instant reaction to that really tough result to take, but obviously very like heartening performance from the boys. Anything that you want to say before you log off, or yeah, you ready to just log off?
Just one quick thing. I don't know if you remember on social media, just after the international break when the Odegaard injury hit, and that hit, the Rice was still suspended, and people said, Arsenal's next 3 games are Spurs away, Atalanta away, Man City away. They were saying, are they even going to get anything out of those three? And we left those three unbeaten. So I
Hundred
think,
percent,
I mean, it's only up from here. We're going to get boys back from injury. We on the upway. We're moving forward, and I think we just have to. It's disappointing result to take, but I think in the bigger scheme of things, we look at it like a good point, and we know it's only going to get better from here. So that's it from
hundred
me, Matt.
percent.
Yeah, up the Gunners.
100%. Come on, Gunners. So, everybody, that is our show for today. Please note that I will be having my first ever Talk 6 show tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. live on this channel. As well, guys, come through and support. I'll be having fans from obviously different other teams, and we'll discuss this weekend's results. Obviously, today's big result and talking points from today's game, the Chelsea result, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Spurs. Obviously, we will talk about all those in tomorrow's show. So please hit the subscribe button, guys. Don't forget to hit the likes of the show. And oh, whoa, excuse me. And obviously, just to end it off, guys. As always, it's good to be a Gooner.